Michael. I'm from Aurora Family Martial Arts, and like many of you, I am a parent trying to find ways to keep my children occupied and entertained. And so something that I thought I would do for you guys, I would teach martial arts lessons. And we're gonna do this online, and I've never done this before. And so if it goes great, that's fantastic. And if it doesn't go great, shoot me an email if you have questions or comments or things like that. And you can email me at info@aurorafamilymartialarts.com, or you can comment in whatever platform we're posting this on. But what we're going to do over the next few days is we're going to follow a similar lesson plan to what we would do if you were coming to class for the very first time if you had never done anything before. And each day we'll post a new lesson, and one will build on the next and build on the next. And if you miss a day, it's not going to be a big deal. You'll be able to probably pick up on kind of the things that we've been working on. So don't feel obligated to do it every day. But hopefully this will kind of help us pass the time, keep us entertained, occupied, and maybe learn something new. All right, sounds good. Okay, so the very first thing you should start with is a warm-up, and you can do jumping jacks, you could do a plank, you could do sidestepping, hopping on 1 foot, hopping on 2 feet. If you don't have a big space, you can do that in a very small space. It's super easy to do just right on the spot. But you should get warmed up before you do any type of exercise like what we're gonna be doing. Okay. So the next thing we're going to work on is punching. When somebody comes to class for the very first time, we always start with punching. Generally, kids think that's going to be the coolest thing, and generally adults, it's something that they can relate to when they're taking class. And so we're going to learn how to make a fist first. And the very first thing you do when you make a fist is you take your hand, doesn't matter if you're left or right-handed, doesn't matter to me. You hide your fingernails just like this. And you can kind of see I try to make it nice and level like that. And you're going to see some people that kind of go like this, and they jam their fingers in, and they get like this funky kind of arch. You want to try and make it as flat as possible. And then you're going to take your thumb, you're going to fold it from the side just like that. And now if you're working with your kids at home, you're going to see them. They're going to hide their thumb on the inside. I call that hiding the nose. I stole your nose. They're going to take their thumbs and put them like this. That's how they end up with that funky bump. But you want their thumb to come from the side, just like that. And if you can make a fist, that is fantastic. Okay. So the first lesson we're going to do is we're going to learn how to punch. And generally when we start in class, we're going to have our students start like this with their hand on their side, just like that. And you can see we make their arm level to the floor, parallel to the ground. And what we're going to do is we're going to punch in. We're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see I start with my hand palm up. And then as I punch, it turns to the last second, and I finish palm down. And as I come back, I turn it, and I pull, just like that. And so I'm palm up, palm up, palm up, palm up, turn last second. And then when it's coming back, I turn and I bring it right back just like that. And so I'm going to do a half count, so we call it. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. And if they're really good at it, and if they've got that, and they can do that, after say counting 10, 11, 12, whatever it is, you can switch hands. You can do the other side. And you can go in and out. Same thing, half count. 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. And if they get good at it, then you can do it on a full count. You can say 1, they go in and out. 2, 3. And you can do that up to like 10, let's say. All right, so the next drill, the second step is you're going to have them alternate hands. So they're going to start like this. They're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And why we do that second is because when they're punching with 2 hands, they got to think about 2 hands, 2 things going on at once. And so that's why we start with 1 hand. It just makes learning the skill a little bit easier if they only have to think of 1 thing at a time. And so that's why the second drill is 1, 2, 3, 4. And you take them all the way up to 10, just like that. Okay. Okay, so the next drill that you can do, or fun thing you can do with them, and we have these rings here at the school that we use, and why we use them is we're trying to help the student develop some accuracy. Because generally what you'll see is students at the beginning, they're punching all over the place, and it's a little bit tricky. And so you give them like a target to punch through, just like this. And sometimes we'll use our hand. We'll go like this. Okay, you got to punch between my hands. If you have something at home, and I'm trying to think of something you might have around the house, a ring, a hoop of some type. And you practice punching through. And so you would hold the ring in front of your child just like this. You go 1, 2, 3, 4. just like that, just like that. And that's a great third drill you can do to help them practice accuracy. Okay, the fourth drill you're going to do. So we have these handy pads here that we use that we can put on it, and kids practice punching them. And why we practice is we practice making sure our wrist is nice and straight. We don't want to punch with a bent wrist like that. That can really hurt. We want to practice hitting with our two big knuckles. And if you're practicing at home with your kid, you'll see they might knock on the door, we call it, or they might punch with these knuckles here, and you want to try to get them to punch with the flat part of the hand. But if you don't have a pad like this, which I'm going to assume 90-some-odd% of you don't have one of these at home, you can use a pillow. You could use a rock-hard set of abs, let your child punch in the stomach, then you get an ab workout at the same time. But you want some sort of surface where they can practice punching on and just making sure that their hand and their knuckles all line up really well. And you don't have to worry about strength or them hitting hard at this time because they really shouldn't be hitting hard. They're still just trying to practice getting the technique down. And the last part of your lesson that you can use, we always try and do a game in class related to the skill that we've been working on. And this is one of my favorites. We have a ping pong ball. We have a whole bunch of them actually here. And the staff member will hold the ping pong ball like that. And what will happen is the student has to come up and they're gonna set their punch up just like that, and the staff member's holding the ball in front. And they gotta reach out, they gotta grab the ball and bring it back just like that. And so why we do is we're practicing them starting palm up. We're having them finish their movement palm down with a fist as they grab the ball, and then they're pulling it back to palm up. And if they get really good at that, if they're able to go and pull it back really fast, then what you might want to start doing is you might want to try, when you say go, you got to close your hand before they get the ball and start kind of racing. One of the things you're going to see is they're going to start to kind of go like this and try to slap their hand down. And you want to just emphasize that they're going straight out and then straight back. Nice straight line just like that. Okay, and that's the end of our lesson. So, real quick recap, we do a little bit of a warm-up. You do like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Do it as a family. It'd be something great to do together. We can all use a little bit of exercise. Practice punching with one hand. Practice on the half count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you practice on a whole count. 1, 2, 3. Then you practice alternating hands. 1, 2, 3. Then you practice on the ring. Practice accuracy. You want them to be able to punch precisely in an accurate small space. And then the last thing is you're going to practice punching on a surface to make sure you got a nice straight wrist, nice flat knuckles, nice flat fists, things like that. And that's it. That's your lesson. Listen, I hope you really liked it. I hope you really enjoyed your lesson today. I hope you had fun. Put some comments in. Let me know if there's something specific you want to see or you want to learn how to do. We'll be happily do that if soon or in an upcoming lesson. And if you have any questions, like I said, just post some comments. Email us info@aurorafield.com. And that's it. Have a great day. Hey, stay safe. Stay inside. Practice your safe distances. Let's flatten that curve. Let's get everybody back to normal as fast as possible. Take care. Bye-bye.